It's not enough to just farm in a more resilient way. We need a more resilient food system.
Farmers are facing great uncertainty at the moment, and to be honest, I can understand their anxiety.
Everything is changing. We're having to cope with a lot of change.
And we've seen great swings in extremes in our weather patterns, which has manifested itself really in our rainfall pattern and intensity.
It used to be the occasional year, and it's now year on year on year.
None of the farmers in the area, and actually almost nationally, have been able to drill any of their cereal crops.
We have farmers who work on our estate and they're all struggling. They're struggling to budget. They've seen price rises on all of their inputs by 300 or 400%.
What we, the farming community, have been doing, we've been following the policy signals and the money signals, producing as much food as possible and as cheaply as possible. And now they're confused because the Welsh Government and DEFRA and Scotland and Northern Ireland are starting to introduce a new policy package which is saying, no, we want nature, we want stewardship.
We are aware that the alternative to BPS, so the new Environmental Land Management Scheme, is coming in. It's coming in slowly. The problem about the delay in its execution is this mismatch between BPS going and the kind of options that are newly coming in not being always particularly clear, making it quite hard for farmers to move across from kind of one to the other with ease and comfort.
Clearly, with climate change and unpredictable weather and goodness knows what else coming at us at the moment, our farming systems do need to be resilient.
It's all about resilience, resilience of people, resilience of enterprise, resilience and diversity of what we do on the ground.
So the food security approach to me is very short-termism. It's about we need more food, we'll put more fertiliser on the land and we'll make food cheap and quickly. Whereas to me resilience is maybe not putting that fertiliser on that land, improving the soil, getting less off it this year, but the soil improves and I can keep producing food for many years without having to put inputs in.
When you're living and working with a changing climate, being able to manage the land in a kind of new and more resilient way just allows you to sleep better at night.
We need to move from the systems we have at the moment where food is produced intensively without regard to its impact on climate or nature and health, to food systems which are both secure and resilient.
We need to have the true cost of food being paid for, whether that is in public money for public good or a higher price for food. I think cheap food always has a price.
We need our supply chain, the processors and the retailers, to share risk, to work with us to make the changes that they want to see. I think what farmers, probably most business people need, more than anything else, is some sense of how regulation is going to shift over time so that we know what we will need to invest in and that governments are not going to suddenly change the rules of the game.
So, healthy food grown in healthy soil, fed to healthy people, have a healthy population, everybody's a winner. It's perfectly possible. It just takes it takes the population to demand it, and it will happen.
If we respond in the way we should respond, farming can absolutely be part of the solution.